Hello, moviegoers, and welcome to another edition of Have You Seen It? I am your host, Denise, and the movie I'm going to review this week is titled The Fabelmans. The Fabelmans stars Michelle Williams, Paul Dano, Seth Rogen, Gabriel LaBelle, Mateo Zorian, and Judd Hirsch. Oh, wow. Where do I start? Okay, this movie is loosely based on Steven Spielberg's childhood growing up post-World War II in Arizona. The timeline is from about age 7 to just out of high school, around 18, 20 years old. Young Sammy Fabelman is a young boy who has never seen a movie on the big screen before. So the movie starts out with young Sammy and his parents, played by Paul Dano and Michelle Williams, going to see the movie The Greatest Show on Earth. And while they're waiting in line to get in, little Sammy is a little anxious. He's kind of fearful, actually, of what he's about to witness on the big screen. The concept of seeing people acting and, in his mind, being larger than life is a little frightening for him. But, his parents, while they're in line, kind of calm him down and let him know that, hey, movies are made a certain way. A lot goes into making a film. And when the film comes together, it's projected on a huge screen. And although the people in the movie appear larger than life, they're really just the same size. So they go into the theater, they see the movie, and one scene in particular traumatizes little Sammy to the point where he kind of just thinks about this scene over and over and over again, to the point where he actually wants to reenact that particular train scene. So the family is Jewish. So during the Jewish holiday, on the 8 days of celebration, each day Sammy receives a gift. Well, what he receives is a different piece of the train that he saw in this movie, until he gets everything from the engine to the caboose and everything in between. Well, he reenacts that particular train scene from the movie, but in doing so, he's kind of wrecking his basement, of his house. He's kind of breaking things and, causing a lot of chaos and confusion in the house. So his mother has a great idea. She says, hey, instead of you trying to recreate this scene with your new train set and so forth and, tearing the house apart, how about I film it for you one time, and then you can watch the movie as many times as you want, over and over again. Great idea. It works perfectly. Well, what Mom has done is really planted the seed of filmmaking in Sammy's head. He devours everything related to film and what goes into making a film. His mom is, enjoying this newfound interest that Sammy has. Dad is a little bit more, hey, this is just a hobby. And I think in the movie actually says there's no money in filmmaking. So Dad has a computer background. He is a Motorola RCA TV repairman, but he's very smart and he knows the intricacies of how to repair a TV. So that's where his computer skills come in. Dad is so great at his job, the family moves a couple of times and, has to uproot them a few times. Not a big deal. but it does not in any way diminish Sammy's desire to create films. And as he gets older, he really takes that interest to a level that his parents really didn't see coming. And in doing so, filming to Sammy meant filming any and everybody, every celebration at home, every family vacation. And on one of these family vacations, he films something that changes his life and throws it into a bit of turmoil, and it changes the close relationship that he once had with his mother. So you want to keep that in the forefront of your mind. His mother and Sammy go through a period where the closeness, the bond that they once had has been severed. So I'm not going to tell you what that is. You'll have to watch the movie for that. But as Sammy grows up, he goes to middle school and high school. High school is where he's bullied because, again, the family is Jewish, so he experiences bigotry from his classmates. He gets beat up a couple of times just because he's Jewish, and you know how kids can be. So the interest is still there, and up until he graduates from high school and then beyond. Once he graduates from high school, we fast forward to this point. This is where that filmmaking desire and that love of filmmaking really starts the journey of the Steven Spielberg that we know today. He has the opportunity to meet one of the greatest directors of all time during an internship at CBS. And while I was sitting there watching the movie and watching this part of the movie where he knows, oh, I'm about to meet this great director, I actually guessed who that director was. So I'm not going to spoil that and tell you who it is. You'll just have to watch the movie. So I give this movie a 7, only because, you know me, folks, it was a little long. If they could have chopped off about 20, 25 minutes, I would have been fine. The acting was superb. From little Sammy to adolescent Sammy, mom and dad, Michelle Williams, I smell Oscar nomination for her. She was phenomenal in this movie. So that is my review this week, The Fabelmans. Check it out at a theater near you. All right, folks, hopping right into my Nailed It for this week. My Nailed It is one of my favorites, Tom Hanks in the movie Captain Phillips. Wow. Risked his life to save his crew and himself after Somali pirates, jumped on his ship and kidnapped them, and of course wanted ransom money for everything that they had on board. Calm, even-tempered. He matched his kidnapper toe-to-toe, wit for wit, outsmarting one another as the movie goes on and on. Even though I knew how the movie was going to end, I was afraid for this man. Even though I knew he would survive, I was afraid for Tom Hanks' character. The ending really nailed it for me, because when he knew that, okay, this could be it and the end of my life, and he broke down and was really fearful, I broke down with him and cried for the remainder of the movie. My Nailed It. Check it out again if you haven't seen it in a while. Captain Phillips, Tom Hanks does it again. All right, folks, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that like button. And we are available on every podcast platform in the universe. Just type in, "Have you seen it?" with Denise, and there I will be. So, moviegoers, until next week, you go see a movie because I'm going to go see a movie, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.